Hello, Eurovision fans. My name is Euan. Joining me today is lovely Daniel. And as you can probably tell for the video, we're going to be saying yes for 30 minutes or however long this video is going to take, Kurt, because we are discussing Maman by Louane. I think it's safe to say that we were both excited when Louane was announced. Because you dived fully into her back catalogue, didn't you?
Yeah, it I hadn't like fully heard of her, but it was the type of announcement where I dive into her latest album and the entire thing gets added to my big playlist of songs that I like. It's that kind of one.
Yeah, I think I'd heard of her and I think I'd heard one song, but then when all of those rumors started appearing in was it October that those started that
Yeah.
she then denied? Sneaky. Yeah, it looked a bit and it sounded amazing. Yeah, it was exciting when she was actually finally announced, and I think it's safe to say it was probably one of the most anticipated that
Yeah.
we've ever had for the site, especially given the unusual way that they decided to present it. What are your thoughts on how they went for that?
I think
Sorry, actually, for those who are unfamiliar, uh, Luan presented her song while being descended from the Stade de France with pyrotechnics, a marching band in the middle of the Scotland-France rugby game.
which was, for those who don't know rugby, like the decisive game of the tournament, pretty much.
Yes, France won
Like,
the game and then the tournament.
my thoughts are you're only going to do this if you are really, really optimistic about your chances.
Hmm.
Like we were not gonna like dangle James Newman down from Wembley during the like Capital One Cup final. France know they are onto something very, very good here, and they are gonna make the song and dance about it
Hmm.
because it paid off.
It's really disappointing to see just how many countries do not make a song and dance about their internal selections. Um, I'm sorry, Austria doing it at what was it, 6:30 on a radio show.
Yeah,
That's just a bit meh. The UK accidentally announcing it 5 different times and just making a complete mess of it. So actually doing proper
yeah.
presentation because
There,
this is the
there,
first,
there
yeah.
is no reason why the UK can't be doing basically that exact thing.
Even just having a dedicated show
Yeah.
would be good. But the way that France does this because this isn't the first time they've done it. Say what you want about Tom Leave presenting on top of the Eiffel Tower. They really put energy and emphasis into this that other broadcasters just don't. So the fact that they've went and upped this to such a big state, so much bigger than they used to, it said they're probably onto a winner. And I think it's safe to say we both agree with that it's possibly a winner, wouldn't you?
Yeah. If I was to be pressed to predict a winner right now, I think it would be France.
I don't need to be
Pure,
pressed. This is landsliding.
I don't think it is landsliding, but I think it is doing very well with both televote and jury, and it's the only really one I can see doing that this year.
Because there's a strong authenticity issue in this year's contest. And this of the songs that are actually going to make it to the final, there's not really a lot of emotion and authentic and that sort of energy in this contest. It stands out so well. And as we saw from the presentation video, she's got some pipes on her. She can sing that.
And I as well feel like they are going to throw everything at it. So I don't really have any fears for the staging at all. I think they're going to knock it out of the park.
Because even if she is just by herself right in the middle of that stage, because it's very open, she has the presence to fill
Yeah.
it just by herself. Even if they
She's
were to just
already
park and
done
bark.
it
Yeah.
with an arena like 5 times the size.
Yeah. They could literally just Park and bark, as I think Ben loves to say, for a ballad, and she could just do it by herself. They probably won't because France is pretty damn good at staging recently. So yeah, I think this is very strong possibility of France winning. Um, and it would be good to have France winning because could you just imagine how
Yeah,
great a hosting they'll be? They will put money into this, the kinds that we've not seen in years.
absolutely.
Mm. So lastly, just thinking of the song itself, what are your thoughts on how the actual choice, like, is the composition of the song for it?
I think it's probably the best angle of song they could have gone with because it's a very personal song that will lead to a very emotional performance, which like like it for them or not, that's kind of what France are best at. It's
Mhm.
the big emotional ballads, and
Yeah,
it always works. There is a specific like archetype of person watching Eurovision who will go crazy for that. They do every year.
because it's the sort that it doesn't just apply, it doesn't just go for one specific niche of like this kind of ballad, this kind of ballad. It sort of it appeals to a wider set because there's the anthemicness to it, but also the emotion and the intimacy, and it ticks so many different boxes. It's why it is likely to do well with both the televote and the jury because you've got the great vocals, there's the sort of the niche ones that they like. It could also easily come top five in that televote.
Yeah, I think did Sloman get more televote points than jury points last year? If he didn't, it was very close.
I think, yeah, I think he did, and it's like people massively underestimate going into Eurovision. It's like, oh well, it's a ballad, it's never going to win, even though we have a lot of ballads that win, like all the like
Yeah,
it. Yeah, there's just
and
the tendency to just completely write it off when people like them.
especially French ones.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, there was like a 30-point difference for Babs. That's not a big gap when you think
Yeah,
of how many points are actually in it between Måneskin and Barbara. Like, and yeah, as I say, people come to expect it and like these sorts of songs because there really isn't that sort of like classy French numbers that you get a lot of it
yeah,
in Eurovision, which I think some people have grown to expect. So yeah, I personally think this is winning. If it isn't, it's coming top three. If they don't, something is incredibly wrong with the entire
yeah,
contest as a whole, and we just need to scrap and start again.
yeah.
Mm. But yeah, I think that's all we have time for in discussing France. Thank you so much for joining me today. Any final thoughts towards Luan?
I think when France do win, I've had a look at all the arenas. Accor Arena in Paris, promising.
Hmm.
Like
It
good
it
downtown location.
it has nice of
Paris.
greenery near it.
Yeah, and I think Paris, it's like the international city, and a lot of the other arenas, they're in like smaller cities and France is massive, and they're kind of like just kind of isolated in the middle of that. Yeah, so Accor Arena Paris, if you're watching.
Mhm. With lots and lots of emphasis, like you did for Junior Eurovision, just fully like
Yeah,
lean into it. Yeah, thank you for joining me. So if you'd like to listen to any of our other videos today, please follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, where you can listen to our podcast and content for the season. And don't forget to follow us for news and updates on the contest itself on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, and whatever other social media you prefer. Thank you so much for joining today, Daniel, and bye.
thank you. Bye.